Liverpool versus Brighton. 2-0 up, and they gave it away. Is it a reality check for Liverpool? And can Klopp sustain the level of success he's had in the past with this squad? Bilolo. Fam, tell them you're vexed. Come on, let's be real, you're vexed. 2-0 up.
Yeah, there's not been many games when I come on the show and be like, I'm pissed off. Like, but obviously I'm not a hype man like these man, so I'm not gonna behave like them. But
it's not. I wasn't
happy. I wasn't happy about the performance at all.
You look happy now,
fam, because this is how I am, and I'm peaceful all the time. So,
what you want to see previous recordings?
Listen, to fuck up that bullshit and not put Salah there because he doesn't deserve to be there. Nor does Jejo Kosha deserve to be there, fam.
But you just won the league. No, bro, I'm talking to you.
Listen to
bro,
me.
You're telling me my club's a joke. Bro, man said my club's
a joke. Back of last weekend's performance, I said that I felt like my team maybe are showing a little bit more title credential, but
which
we were. But again, obviously the Brighton game, did we start well? Again, I don't know, but I think we scored goals in it. We scored early goals, and then whether that worked against us as well, I don't know. But Brighton had a few openings even before we scored, and it looks like a very open game in it. And this is the same reason I said my prediction started the season why I wouldn't put us being title favourites would be because of the midfield not being solid enough or reliable, and that was again the reason that we lost again because too simple, just not good enough from Liverpool, innit? Especially opportunity dropping points when. Obviously, City lost at home. They are still they're the three teams that we're competing with. Let's not get it twisted. You know, they dropped points. I was looking at even the Chelsea game. I was looking at some point and be like,
because they were 0-0.
There you go. Could this be that day where we closed the gap or we go above them? But missed opportunity massively at home, and that performance was terrible. They're looking to reinforcing going forward.
That game, it's fair enough to say Klopp's game management was poor.
That's what I was going to say. Like the game, I don't feel as if you can. It's just I don't feel like you can say, oh, I just feel like it's too much of a knee-jerk reaction from yourself to say, oh, yeah, we ain't capable of winning the league just from that one game. Just the same way that Willis was Ollie out after the Leicester game. I just feel like, listen, you were playing against a side, yeah, who we've notoriously said on this that Brighton play good football. So, and I remember I used to think about it with Wolves when Nuno was their manager and they was actually okay, which is why in certain games in that season when they did well, when they were able to get points out of games they shouldn't have got games out, because they have technically good players and they play a good brand of football at the time when they did anyway. I don't know now, but yeah, same with Brighton. So that's why I know obviously the quality in terms of your comparable between the players is obviously vast. Obviously you've got better players than them, but I just feel like maybe it's a bit.
I just felt like that kind of game with. If we managed that game well, we would have, because defensively they're not good. Like we were creating, like whenever we went that way, it looks like we could create something and get goals. And I feel like for some crazy reason, innit, like Liverpool, they were just non-existent. They were all over the place, and it just looked.
That's down to Klopp, isn't it? That's down to Klopp.
Possibly,
you're winning 2-0. Control the game, close it down.
2-0 is a shaky scoreline though.
It is shaky, but you got a good lead, and there's every chance that you're gonna have to. Brighton are gonna have to come at you in order to get them 2 other goals. I think. Come on, it's definitely a game where you have to be getting 3 points.
We had to. Especially early goals at home.
The other thing is on the side of Klopp. Do you think he's asking enough of the board? Do you think he's asking enough of the board? Because we say you could have probably seen this problem coming off a mile away. Because Keita, he's unreliable. What's his name? What's the new signing you made? Not the Thiago unreliable as well. Keita unreliable. Yeah. So one out of them, Fabinho and Henderson. One of them gets injured. Boom.
One out of them is not even there anymore.
I know, but I'm saying if he was there, if one of them gets
but he's
injured,
not even there, so he's even worse.
Yes, it's even worse now. But that should have been a problem that Klopp should have seen coming, and he should be demanding that the board spend that money. Because no doubt at the beginning of the season, when you set your expectations, that I can't imagine that board doesn't want Liverpool to get to a Champions League semi-final or final, or to be in that top two / top 3 challenging for that title. I can't imagine. So is Klopp asking enough of the board? Is he demanding enough from them? In order, because let's be real, when Liverpool haven't won the Champions League or haven't won the league, them players are 10 times hungrier. Yeah, they're 10 times hungrier. Obviously, they do want to win it again, but you're not as hungry as potentially you were before. Hence, why you always need competition in elite squads to keep players hungry. Like, yeah, I'm going to lose my place. I'm not going to be part of our Premier League team winning this season.
But I don't think they've lost that anger, because they're like, there's no way Salah doesn't want to win the league anymore. There's no way Van Dijk.
But it was more from Klopp. Is Klopp demanding enough from the board to get the backing, the money to spend in the club?
It's tricky, isn't it? Because the way I see Klopp is weird in a way that he can be stubborn as well. So he might have had a plan with Harvey Elliott in his mind, back of his mind, and be like, I'm gonna make this kid play football. That's sometimes something I hate about him. But is that good a manager? On another day, if it wasn't the injury of Harvey Elliott, we don't know. We could be screaming here, look at this new bright talent, like, shining through, when you can take a gamble and sign someone else. So it's tricky, you can take a gamble, but I feel like with the level of competition that that the reason the Prem, if you want to be a serious title contender, you cannot be afford to be having a lot of gambles. Have that starting 11 patterned. And then you can say, okay, maybe a Harvey Elliott can do this all. And I think that's where Klopp has gone wrong. And whether he's putting pressure on the board, or he's just a patient manager, he's happy to work with what he's got, is difficult to say. And that's an impossible question. But the Liverpool board haven't really done. We don't do major signings as well. We don't sign like big names, players, apart from the keeper. Obviously, Van Dijk wasn't Van Dijk, even though it was a big price tag in that sense as well. Maybe it's just the philosophy of the club, but saying that, it's just there's enough midfielders out there who Liverpool can still get that are not necessarily a big name but can do a job. The Leicester guy, like Tielemans, he'll come to Liverpool. He'll fill in that gap. Obviously, Basuma, whatever his name is a serious enough baller to come and do a job in that team. And
is he playing that game?
Oh, he bossed it. He came back as well, just from whatever injury or suspension. So I feel like, I don't know, it's a weird mix, but the Liverpool board need to pattern up in it. They need to get someone in that midfield. Otherwise, because the frustrating thing about Liverpool is that we are very good, but just if we had that one piece, I feel like we can.
And Xavi Alonso.
We can probably, I dare say we can run away with the league, but I feel like we'll be like, we have a little bit more. If you add that missing piece, I'll back us more than Chelsea, put it that way, because I don't really feel like City don't look all that this season. So I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? But so frustrating. So frustrating.
It's only a draw, but it's enjoyable to see Bilal stressing on the show after.
I'm not stressing.
It's enjoyable to see you stressing on the show.
I'm not stressing though.
I'm just saying it's enjoyable to see you stressing.
You're a little bit stressed.
Listen, I said we're gonna.
That's what I said. Maybe it's a bit overzealous.
There's a difference between I'm a little bit frustrated and stressed on it, because I predict he's second in the league, innit? We're second.
Okay, let me rephrase. It's a little bit nice to see Bilal stressing on the show.
Voice, man.